Welcome to your awakening. Please take off as your reality is adjusted.
I don't know what was going on there. It went all a bit weird.
Gulag.
Who pressed that button?
Gulag. Nice one.
Global Gulag.
I'm special.
Release the sausages.
Yeah.
I definitely think
I saw some HairyCookieMunster.
Yeah. Definitely think the subtitle tonight was spot on. I must have been predicting the future. I realised that the wind has changed. Have you noticed? And I don't mean that in the usual kind of schoolboy toilet humour kind of fashion. Oh, my wind has changed because I stopped eating cabbage. No, the wind has definitely changed. The season has changed. Summer is over. Autumn is coming in. Here, where I am in the Midlands, I've literally watched the direction of the wind change completely. It used to go from west to east. Now it's going from east to west.
It's getting dark early, right?
Yeah, and we've had a fair amount of rain. Like I said on last Monday,
we're
going to get rain coming in. Yeah. And lo and behold, the narrative was converted from everything's on fire because you fart too much to everything's flooding because you fart too much. So, you expect to pay more taxes.
It's too dry, it's too wet.
Yeah, the cows burp and there's just no stopping nature from changing. So, welcome back to another week of strangeness. It's to me, I mentioned this to Pete when we were first setting up. So it seems to me this weekend has been quite busy. And I mean that in multiple different ways, as in there seem to be quite a lot of uploads this week. Me doing what I do, I'm like looking at a lot of different channels on YouTube and Rumble and whatever and watching different uploads. And it just seemed there was a lot more uploads over this weekend than there have been recently. Almost as if a lot more people felt activated into creating some kind of content or doing a live stream or whatever it is that they do, So there was that element to it, but I also felt like it was much more energetic. And I don't know if that was me just sensing, I'd say I don't know because I don't know. Me just sensing the change in the weather, the change in the seasons. And that because of that difference in sensation, I'm attributing that to a change in a kind of energetic sense, an energy level kind of change. But I can never put details or
the solar eclipse as well, right?
Yes, we had that week and a bit ago. So all of this kind of shifting. Like I was going to say, I can't put hard and fast objective details onto this stuff. But I like to verbalize some of this stuff because I find that's the only way you can get any kind of corroboration. Because in however many weeks I can look back and go, oh yeah, I said I had that kind of sensation back then,
Well, our culture has kind of ridiculized astronomy and astrology. And these kinds of events kind of point at the importance of astronomy and astrology.
Being aware
maybe?
Being aware of the solar changes, the solar system,
all
and the
that. Yeah, like because they right? They still follow that shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The recent untimely demise. I can't be asked whatting too much about the algorithm.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah,
you noticed
the recent seeming unusual death of that actress.
Post-mortem as well issues.
Yeah, she had post-mortem issues as well, didn't she? That's another interesting connection I hadn't thought of right here. Synchronistic maybe, or more definitely on the narrative. But the clip you included in one of your dailies of I can't remember his name. Sorry, the French guy going through a lot of the kind of
Dimitri something. Yeah.
I can't remember. But
Dimitri.
he's going through a lot of the numerological coincidences that are all connected to that. So I think there is something about this end of August, because you're going through the harvest period at the moment. You know, this is when the height of the summer is meant to be playing out, and most of the major arable crops are being gathered in, even though this year it's going to be late and there's going to be not as much as it usually is. Yeah, remember ages ago, the debate once the shit started in Iran and all the stuff around the Strait of Hormuz, that it's going to have a knock-on ripple effect, and there will be shortages of fertilizer. Therefore, there will be less produce coming out from the agricultural industry. Lo and behold, it's been all across the news recently. Supposedly, there's going to be shortages, potentially even some products being on ration. I don't think it's individual ration in the sense of like everyone having a ration book or whatever. I think they just mean that industries will be selected on a kind of essential basis, and they will be the ones that will get priority access to that commodity, whatever it is, you know, soya or whatever. Because don't forget.
Well, this week the grain in Ukraine. The grain in Ukraine.
The grain in Ukraine is no longer on the plane.
Yeah. Right. So yeah.
Then it's
that's
not
another
exactly,
one. That's going to have big ramifications, I think, for the industrial kind of
they supplied something like
cookies.
40% of the wheat grain into the global market. 40%.
Yeah.
From one country.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like the
cookies
the bulk
and stuff. Yeah.
But that's how much difference that's going to make on the global market. So the price of wheat-based products is going to go up, and it's in an immense amount of stuff in our modern processed food industry. You know, so it's generally going to have a knock-on
as well. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. So it's going to have a knock-on ripple effect. So let alone the prices that they've been trying to delude the general public into believing that this is just general natural inflation in the economic
bugs are going to
state.
look very attractive.
Yeah, and they're going to be free potentially if you can learn to grow your own. You know.
Yeah.
All you need is a turd. You know, you could get a few flies. You sit there for long enough, you can make a burger. You know.
A turd might make it.
A turd burger.
Well, you know, if you want to bulk it out a bit, just ask your Bangladeshi friends. You get it fresh out the cow. That's terrible. We're already into the shit jokes.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. It just seems to be that's the
it's
common
serious,
state at the moment.
It is a serious issue that the Ukraine grain is gonna fail. Definitely this year, obviously, but so that's gonna have ramifications in the long term.
We have to be careful and aware of the terrible effect of what I like to call Schadenfreude. It's not Schadenfreude. No, not the genuine original terminology. No, I changed it to Schadenfreude. As in, it's a shark because it defrauds you into believing that it was just going to be a farce, but it wasn't.
Nope.
So we've got to be careful about sitting here and sort of, with hindsight, going, "Yeah, I told you that was going to happen." It's sort of. I hope, and I'm certainly confident that the majority of people who come and tune in to us regular have been well aware of all this stuff, and they can put 2 and 2 together and make it equal 4. They're not dumb. They can. Gather the information and make an assessment for themselves. And a lot of this stuff has been pretty much obvious, you know.
It does go into the farmer stuff, right? Like they are complaining and protesting and all that, but yet they handed over the fucking grain monopoly to the Ukraine. Shit like that. And they focused on either farming pigs or cows, some of them might argue back against
I think it could become a very nuanced argument of them being cornered by legislation. Because
Yeah.
I think you'll find most of the countries in the EU were not necessarily happy about the quotas that were enforcing them by being in the EU. You know,
No.
as in, like, you know, the farmers in your country were probably upset if they were given limits or quotas or whatever, you know, because of the fucking
Sure.
EU legislation.
Well.
So I think there's an argument that could be made that a lot of what they've done is because they've been herded in that direction. You know, they've been forced in that direction
It's
by the
EU
industry
law
and
and all
the
that stuff
government.
that is pushing
Yeah.
all this stuff.
And this is those big agendas like Agenda 21 and 2030.
This is beyond national law, right? So this is like what the
super.
Look at what the fishery is happening in the fishery. Nobody's noticing that, but they are about to cut the fishery with 80%.
Yeah,
all of it, like all the fishery from France to Belgium to Holland and England. They're only allowed to fish 20% of what they fish nowadays. Like, so they have to cut 80%. Right?
And a lot more of it's going further north as well, isn't it?
It's free protein, and you go into processed fish and shit and tilapia
and
fish
krill.
and
things like krill, which is just turned into like a paste, you know,
fish.
Kind of fish paste.
Farmed fish, you're not allowed to catch fish. You're allowed to farm fish. Shit. So,
Kitty, the cat awoke as soon as we mentioned fish.
It's a lot.
Well, our country, your country, my country used to be big on fish. It's not anymore. It's not anymore. It's like, you know, it's completely off. Like, no.
But then again, you could say that about pretty much all protein is being sort of hedged out of the market in one way or another, either through inflation or through a kind of cultural deletion, as in they're persuading people to stop eating this stuff, you know?
Well, I think
for various reasons
for it, but
red meat makes you toxic masculine, you know, you can't have any of that.
Oh no, it's terrible.
Oh my God, no.
Oh no. All the good stuff is so bad for you. You really know that.
We've already digressed well into the first 15 minutes, so that's good. So let's take a step back, because I did mention it near the start. Yeah, the subtitle, When the Wind Changes, and I was then sort of rambling about how I felt like over the last weekend there seemed to have been quite an energetic surge. And to me, it seems like we have gone through a period where the wind has changed. And literally, the wind for me here has changed, because it's changed direction. So, you know, it's swapped direction. It's going the other way now. Possibly that's Putin's fault. Yeah. Because now it's coming from the east and going westwards. Yeah. So it must be Putin doing it to us. He's going to be sending storms at us soon, I bet you. Don't place bets on that. You'll probably lose money. Yeah. But you never know with this new modern gambling system on the internet. You might be able to eke out a bit of money by betting on silly things like that. That's another aspect of a lot of the stuff that's happened recently that I think doesn't get the kind of coverage it deserves, in the sense of, what the fuck is going on here? Is this something about them training the AI through getting people to gamble? Because, you know, gambling is such a tempting and addictive thing that can draw in people quite easily. Yeah, that's one. Yeah. I know there's a handful of others, isn't there, that do the same thing, but they're the main one that I keep hearing the name being repeated. But
you can gamble on predictions.
That's a really good way of analysing public sentiment. As in, what do the public think of this particular topic or event or possibility or new science technology, or pretty much whatever the fuck you can think of. Somebody's probably created a bet based on the probabilities to do with that thing. Yeah.
I think
so. It's a really good way of
sort of. It's a bit of a scam. There's a
I've seen
manipulation
examples
element
getting
behind
scammed.
It.
Yeah.
They
and
manipulate
it works very well
right?
for Trump's market bouncing that he's been doing for the past, since he started on Iran, like I explained over the last few weeks. Yeah, that's a big part of why they've been doing it, is because it's manipulating the market to help fuel the fake economic
Well,
cycle.
you can bet on are we going to nuke Iran or not, right?
Yeah. Or
So
is
that
Russia
could be
going to
a
nuke
very
us?
profitable bet, and that makes it sinister as fuck. Like, okay, we can bet now on the annihilation of a civilization. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And buy shares in BAE and Lockheed Martin, you'll be quids in both directions, you know?
Yep.
Anyway, on that point, let's say hello to all the pirates in the chat.
Arr!
Arr.
I thought it's appropriate at the moment. I'll just call you pirates, tongue in cheek. Camp pirates in a pantomime. There you go, pantomime pirates. That'll do.
Ooh.
I think that's what this world deserves at the moment, because there are some very serious, unpleasant pirates that seem to be in charge.
Well, they are pirates, so
Yeah, definitely.
we all should be pirates. Yes.
Yeah.
Arr.
Hello to everyone in the chat. Thanks for joining us tonight. Rob was first in the chat, I think, in the YouTube chat. So good evening, Rob. And yeah, I'll mention it now. I'll try and remember to mention it near the end again as well before we finish up. Tune in tomorrow for Rob's Healthfreedom UK show, because he'd be chatting to John Hammer. Is it Hamer? Sorry.
Hammer?
John Hamer. Yeah, I think he said Hamer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking to him.
Not MC Hammer.
No.
No.
Yeah. Well, maybe he does that as well, part-time.
Maybe.
Impersonations.
Yeah,
John
definitely worth a listen.
Oh, yeah,
watch.
definitely. Yeah.
I'm going to watch.
And Roscoe's in the chat. Good evening, mate. Let's go. Definitely. I went and I came back again, and all I got was this lazy t-shirt. Yeah.
Hello, Roger. Hello, Robert. Oh, and Blessed.
Blessed Exile.
Yeah. Hello,
Let's
Blessed.
go. Hello.
Snake.
The winds of change. Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
I could have played Scorpions, I suppose, but there is a kind of weird synchronistic connection to the Berlin Wall. And so, anyway, yeah. That would be another long bridge to connect. But right. Thanks for joining us. And genuinely concerned. Good evening.
Hello, Genuinely concerned. DC.
And Roberta Rhymes, word, mate.
Word. And what's your word for him, Miss Bird?
Yeah, bird. Bird is the word. Everyone knows bird is the word.
Yeah.
Unless you watch Grease, and then Grease is the word. So I suppose it's greasy bird. Your greasy bird is the word. She wore big knickers and she worked down the sewage farm. Yeah. Good evening, lads. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
You in the chat. Meow.
Meow. Meow.
Oh, that's you in the Rumble chat here, because it's different icon, isn't it? Different avatar.
Yeah. And
scrolling. I'm sorry if I miss anyone out, because I'm trying to scroll quick. Nitsa, Justin.
Yeah, Justin.
Hello.
Yo.
Hello to all the lurkers and the time travelers.
Frank.
Frank. Hello, Frank. Good evening.
Paul.
Paul, good evening. And shout out for Sue as well. She's listening as well. Good evening.
Yes, and Sue. Blazing.
Blazing, good evening, mate.
Oi.
Rich T. Yo.
Rich T, good evening, right? Hello.
Famous friend.
Who else?
Nice car, Rich T.
Yeah.
Right, in the other channel, your channel, you got Blesties in that one, and nobody's in. Well, they're just watching 5 people.
Oh yeah, I should have listed in the info under the video or under the stream. I should really list the 3 different links for each broadcast that we're on, because we're multi-streaming to 3 different channels.
Yes, that's right.
So
I can't do it. I don't have a spanner, so
No, I'll have to update me info file and add the other links in. I didn't think of it at the time when I was writing up the list. I just grabbed one link for each person's channel. Right, yeah.
That's all right.
Okay.
And shout out for James if he's listening. I hope you're feeling all right, mate.
Yeah, Jamesy. Meow.
In Spanish if he's lurking. I know he prefers to
He's
lurk.
always lurking somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, welcome in. Thanks for joining us.
What you got,
I will mention a couple of things that's been going on in the news. And I'm not talking about these subjects just because I want to sort of fixate on negative shit, but if anything, I feel that this particular subject has to be mentioned and talked about because of the fact that they're deliberately trying to use it to manipulate that negativity in the public in a way that serves their larger psychological agendas or the shit that's happening and has been going on for years, really, but it's definitely come to a cacophony recently since 2020, as we've discussed for the last, I don't know, what's it been now, 6 years? Near enough. We've been talking about it since it fucking started with all the COVID shit and the lockdown stupidness and whatever. I think that was the...
Liberal women, is it that?
in a way it is, yeah.
It
It's
is,
certainly
isn't it?
to
Yeah.
third wave
peak,
feminism, yes.
Peak liberal women, yeah.
And I think even though I get that they use that terminology in an academic sense to say third wave feminism.
Yes.
Technically, there isn't really a third wave feminism. It's more after the second wave, what happens beyond that is not really feminism. They use the energy, and the people who were active in those circles were encouraged and exploited to go further, which is what they did, and we ended up with what people now refer to as third wave feminism. But it's not really feminism, is it?
It started with equal rights, and now it's we want male rights.
And it's not really about helping women and protecting women and fighting for their rights, and so it's not that at all. It's beyond that. Yeah, so
equality is now the key.
Well, I would say it's equity, mate, not equality. Equality is good.
Yeah, well,
you want equality. What you don't want is equity.
It's that DEI narrative, right? That,
and it is a bit of an academic semantic technicality. Sure. But,
sure.
Equality means we all start from the same base level. You have a flat playing field and everybody has equal chance. Yeah. But equity means if you were in a foot race with a one-legged man, they would chop one of your legs off.
Oh.
To make you equal to him. That would be equity.
Yeah, that's where
you don't want equity. Equity is a curse. Yeah. But they use that misunderstanding in the public mind because this isn't stuff that you generally taught in school. If you go on to study at college, you might encounter it in this kind of sense, but general education wouldn't give people this comprehension about the differences in the word magic that they're playing. Yeah.
Well,
and
the only reason why you would
I just mean in the way they deceive people with the way they manipulate language.
The only reason why you would get a rape guide, not a rape guide,
it's because people rape.
It's because of that. What you're saying, right? It's equity. It's not equality.
No.
Okay, I get it.
Equality would mean we would apply the law to these people, whether they understand.
They would already understand that that's not a norm.
I think we all know, even though people don't seem to be capable of saying this, and I don't understand why people can't say this, we all know that that is a lie. When they stand up in court and say, "Oh, in my culture, we didn't do it anyway. I didn't know it wasn't." That is a lie.
A lie. Yeah.
They know full well that what they are doing is wrong and immoral and illegal in this country and unlawful and horrible and blah 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 blah. But they use that excuse and they play that game of lying. So, "Oh, I didn't know. I didn't understand because I'm culturally different to you." No, you're fucking not, mate. This is just a common knowledge thing.
Yeah.
But for some reason, people in our media on both sides of the fence just don't seem to want to actually fucking say that. But I think the majority of the public are well aware of that's what you see happening. When these people are put through court and they make this excuse and the judge gives them a fucking stupidly lenient sentence if they get sentenced at all. Because they didn't understand. No, fuck off, they didn't understand. Of course they did. But this is
it's like saying to the Vikings, like, didn't you understand rape and pillaging wasn't good?
Yeah.
Right?
It's a leaflet. I like that you in the daily. in the medieval village. That was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
well,
it makes the
right?
point very well. Yeah.
Exactly. So
This is the stupidness of
it's
what
not
they're trying
that.
to
Rape
tell you.
and pillage is a war tactic. Get over it.
Yeah. This is
Right?
the gaslighting that they're trying to put in
Yes.
front of you. Like, oh, they didn't understand, so we gave
No,
them a
they didn't
leaflet.
know. Cultural
Yeah.
differences. No, it's a war tactic. Fuck off.
Hello, Rebecca. Hello in the chat. Thanks for joining us.
The Vikings did it. The Romans did it. Everybody fucking did it. So this is
Hello,
not
Jerry.
new. This is not original.
No, it's a like you
And
say,
I
it's a
don't
common
fucking
tactic.
disguise it as something that it's not. Like, they
No.
didn't know any better because culture. Fuck off.
Uh.
Fuck off.
They have plenty of.
You know it's not part of our culture. That's why you came here.
Yeah.
In the first place, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think some of them are basically out of their own mouths. They're admitting that they are basically sex tourists, but they're rape tourists.
Mhm.
They want to come here so they can try and rape someone, not necessarily a woman. Yeah, more than likely it'll be a woman.
pensioner,
Yes, but
85-year-old
not necessarily,
pensioner
yeah.
got raped. Yes, that
They
happened.
just want the opportunity to sexually predate on somebody else, and they know that
Yes.
they'll either get a lenient sentence or they might just get sent home again.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why I don't agree with the people who say that they should be deported, like back to India or wherever they come from, because unless that country guarantees that they're going to be made to serve out a sentence, then they're not really being punished, are they? If anything, they're being
No.
let go as a sex tourist.
Yeah.
They're being given a kick up the ass and sent home, but they got away with what they did, basically. Huh?
They should
No.
feel like, oh, we made a mistake. We went into the wrong country, did the wrong thing, and we are fucked now. That's what they're supposed to feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should
Yep,
make an
that's
island, a
right.
special island for these people. Yes.
I think, if anything, as well, the custodial element should be increased because of the fact that they're illegal immigrants, if they are an illegal immigrant. Yeah? Because they're here illegally in the first place anyway, and then they're going out to commit crime. That means the sentence should be more a harsher level than somebody who's already a citizen and committing crime. Yeah. I know it's just convoluted semantics to do with the law and whatever.
And it's just part of the problem, right? It's a deeper issue. There's
It's
more
way
to
beyond that.
this.
I mean, I'm talking
Open
about
borders
rearranging
don't
the
happen out of
deck.
nothing, right? So,
Yeah, what I've just said is basically talking about rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic.
pretty much.
It's not changing, even if they are arrested and prosecuted. It's not changing what is taking place, and what is taking place is an organised invasion, a demographic insertion of a number of people that are meant to deliberately dilute the indigenous population.
Mhm.
This is the same tactic that we've seen in history, in the colonial history, when they would
Well, we did
deliberately
it,
mix ethnic groups. Yeah, we ourselves did it all around the
We
world.
did it. Yep.
So we know exactly the pattern and the MO of what is going on here, if you're aware of that kind of history.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not because we need the workers. We don't need them as workers. Absolutely not.
Mhm.
If anything, they're creating a glut of an unemployment market that is only certain to drive down wages and work conditions. So they're making the work situation in the country worse. So we don't need them as workers, and we certainly don't need more population that we can't pay for in the first place anyway. So unless they are suddenly magically productive, they're not feeding into the economy of your system anyway. So all you're doing is degrading the standard of living of everyone. And I talked about this fucking years ago, yeah. But this is part of the principle of us being forced into a global leveling, so that our standard of living will be the same as somebody who's living in some country that up until recently were considered third world countries.
I
so the whole world
totally
is
agree
being
with this
leveled.
sentiment that Nitsit is speaking out there.
Yeah,
Like, I do, but I can tell you about a royal prince that is getting away with all this shit. So let's start there, right? Let's start there.
Personally, I don't agree with capital punishment, but I accept that other people do think that it should be done.
I
So,
get that
yeah.
sentiment, right? I get it. But it should start with the fucking elites that are doing this on a daily basis
I do
and are
I do
getting away
think
with this.
life should mean life, literally. But
Yeah,
that does mean
yeah.
that the citizenry become responsible for keeping those people in an incarcerated situation. In other words, you have
Yeah,
to
on
pay
bread
for
and
them in
water.
prison. Yeah.
On bread and
But
water.
I think life should mean life for those kind of crimes.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't include a television and social
Amenities and comforts.
skills
No,
and
because that's the
comforts
point of
and
being
shit.
taken
No.
out of society is you don't have
Yes.
access to those things anymore.
Exactly. So, because I've been there and you get all that, so no.
Yeah. But that again is part of the modern problem, isn't it? To degrade the situation
there's capital
that we're all
sentences
living
and
in.
life sentences.
We are. Yeah. Well, the way they're structuring it is we were meant basically to all be living in an open-air prison anyway. So you are already a prisoner, whether you commit an infraction or not. You might get further imprisonment or the loss of further privileges if you commit some kind of infraction against the system, but you are imprisoned anyway. That kind of long-term goal.
As an experiencer of prison, right? To me, it felt like I was taken care of, right? It takes a while to get used to, but after a certain while, you're like in the rhythm and they are going to take you to doctors. They are going to take you to the ding. Everything is taken care of, right? Yeah. You're in a system. So, and that's what they're trying to now project into the normal
society,
outside life, outside of prison. Yeah, because that's what I'm seeing now. Like, I'm seeing prison life in free society, right? So, yes, and that's scary.
That's part of the reason as well.
Because it's very convenient to have everything handed over to you. Like, here's your money. Here's your social security. Here's your thingy, right? Here you can go to the doctor. Like those immigrants are being treated, right? So if they start treating you like that, get fucking worried because you're in the system. You're deep in it. Like, yeah, it's they're rolling it out now, like in normal society. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah.
Hi, Paula.
Hi, Paula.
Hi, Paula.
Whoosh.
Can you hear me okay? Sound okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, fantastic. Off with their knackers. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, get them on the block. That's another conversation. Potentially for sex criminals. Yeah. In some places, they do sort of do the same thing still, but they use chemicals to castrate people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then again,
if you steal something, you have your
use your fingers.
Right, you have your hand cut off. You steal something. I'm not going to the barbaric thing. I've been listening, but if you do these things, terrible things to men or women or to children, you're not going to stop unless you're made to stop. So maybe if you don't have the equipment to attack, you might not do it. I don't know. It's just an opinion. I'll be quiet for a minute.
I think people who are that wrong, to put it simply, because you can always make excuses about mental illness and whatever, but just say wrong. They were wrong, and then I think if you remove their parts, if anything, that would make them worse because they would become vindictive. There's people who are partially transitioned who are that kind of psychotic. Some of them are in prison, so sometimes doing that kind of thing to somebody just makes them become more psychotic and aggressive. Even though you would think removing the testicle should potentially calm people down if supposedly it's all to do with testosterone, toxic masculinity and all that.
They cannot impregnate anybody, but they can still rape you. They can still assault you.
Yeah, that was why eunuchs
they can still do all kinds of things to you.
Eunuchs were not completely castrated. They were just they had their testicles removed, so they couldn't impregnate the women, but they could have sex with them. That was the point, so they could keep them entertained.
We should ask the question: why is teen porn normal and kiddie porn not? So, because you're already crossing a border with teen porn shit, like 18-year-olds old dressing up like whatever.
Like Britney Spears.
Yeah, that shit.
Yeah.
So that's where we should ask questions. Why are we training men to be like
And that's been a cultural
attracted
thing
to
for
fucking
quite a
young
long
men,
time.
young girls and shit?
Yeah.
Because that's not normal. Okay, so that's why I would start. It's not it's not chopping off the balls. It's not that. It's like educating. It's like what is normal, what is not.
Oh,
So why
definitely.
do
You can't
women like sex? Of course they do like sex. It's not.
Yeah, but if
Half
Britney
marketing.
Spears is telling you at 16 years old to hit me, baby, one more time.
I think Lance is just being sarcastic. I don't think he's being serious.
When it comes to you said I listened to what you said, but I my opinion that you're unless you're trained differently. So this is what I said about training from birth. Any animal noise that sounds in distress, or a child that's making a distress noise, normally it sends like a zzz, zzz to your brain to react protectively. Even young people that haven't necessarily without all the education. So you have to possibly take that out of from literally infants to teach them that these noises and these sounds are perfectly normal and okay, and wherever you come from, that is acceptable for where you come from. But where we are, it is not. And our hard wiring is wired up so if you hear a distress noise, a certain noise, it triggers something in your brain to react. So to be able to turn that off, or to get, I don't know how to put it actually, to be turned on or tuned into that has to surely come from a different way of wiring your brain up. That's just my opinion. It's not just about cultural thing. It's got, I don't know, it's genetic or the way you're brought up. Weird, isn't it?
I agree. But it is a kind of epigenetic effect in the sense of the cultural environment that they grow up in would inure the way the brain forms, if that makes sense. So the neural pathways would form such that, like you say, to them, hearing those kind of sounds would be like everyday life. So they're not getting the same kind of reaction that maybe we would expect from somebody to have. Yeah. And I get you.
Paula?
Yeah, I think it's a perfectly natural reaction to be, like you say, agitated by that kind of sound to the point of needing to defend something.
Paula?
Yeah.
Could you move your mic up a bit to your mouth? Rob is asking because he wants the ASMR effect. So
I'm swallowing it literally now. Is that any better?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, go for it.
Yes, it is a little bit better.
It's a little bit better.
I did put a message in, by the way, saying that you were a little bit low, or you may need to turn yourself
He
up
said
a
in
little.
your messages as well. The fucking cunt.
Okay, I'm as close as that mic as I can be now.
Lovely.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you're a bit louder than what you
fucking
were.
hope
Yeah.
he's happy now.
Okay,
He needs better headphones. That or a hearing aid, maybe.
That's it. He doesn't use headphones. He's a cunt.
I am slightly deaf myself, hence why I got a big speaker.
No, anyway, let's move on before it gets too silly.
Yeah,
So I'll end up playing the deaf joke for ages. I know it sounds a bit disconnected, but this really has a connection into some of the stories that have been pushed through the media over the last week plus. I can think at least maybe even 2 weeks, the last couple of weeks, has been this kind of subject matter pushed through the media about postpartum depression. And recently a case in America of a woman who killed her own children, 3 children.
Yep. 3. Yeah.
That is being used as a kind of exemplar case of how it isn't really the woman's fault that she decided to kill these children. You know, she was driven to it through the level of the depression, which included allegedly. You know, I haven't watched any of the details of the case, so I don't know all the ins and outs. But allegedly, she was on a lot of medication for the depression.
Yes.
So there is that high potential of a connection to things like SSRIs again.
Yes.
Which has been shown again and again and again to make people emotionally unstable, and also an inability to calculate consequences very well. So basically lose control of their actions. But
caveat, because she was on SRIs because she was cutting herself.
Right.
So she had
I didn't know.
psycho issues already, like, she was off the
So
rails.
she was already dealing with problems in the first place.
Now the defense is trying to use those SRIs as an excuse to why she,
Right.
that's another level of fucking evil, but
And if anything, that makes it sound more like the case is particular to itself. As in, she is just an unfortunate example of the exception proving the rule kind of thing, because you can't have a population of literally millions and millions of people and not expect there ever to be a kind of extreme aberration like that. It's going to happen every so often, I'm not trying to justify it in any way whatsoever.
Well,
but
if you normalize being mentally whatever, right?
That's where it gets into that debate.
Treatable.
Well,
I'm on medication, so I'm
just
right.
talking about statistical probability, even without
but
medication.
She shouldn't have been a mother in the first place, probably.
Probably, by the sound of it, Yes, please, Paula. Go
on. I'm sure Kitty will have something to say as a mother and as spoken to other women. Right, there are times when I use the word up against the wall, where you could have a screaming baby, you could be doing your nutting, and you feel you don't know. And I was told this when I first had my first daughter. First of all, if it ever gets to the stage where you need to take a break, walk away, ring me. This was my mum, my dad, or a friend. Ring me, because it might become too much for you, as in like you could go nuts, as in feel too stressed or you cannot cope. I have heard the arguments, and I've heard the women defending this woman that did what she did. She obviously was mentally ill. We can all feel where we can't cope and we feel we need help, but that is not so you need to murder your children or do whatever. So somebody that defends a mentally ill woman saying that's normal, as in after a baby you can feel a bit fucked up, a bit funny, can't cope. There's always help there. So to take, and when I say there's always help, people take the babies to like a bloody, what do you call it, fire station, because they might feel they might want to hurt their child. Okay, so
my sister had it as well, so I know a bit.
Yep, and it can affect people differently depending on the woman, her makeup, the support network she has around her, and the environment. But to join a line of women saying that's normal, that's how you feel, that's okay, that it's but acceptable socially. I don't know if Kitty has an opinion on this. There was times when I thought, I don't think I can cope. I can't cope because you're tired, you're worn out, you don't know all the answers, you've done everything you can do, but the baby still cries. My daughter still cried. But that's no excuse. So that's a mental illness. So to say that's normal, and then women are saying that's okay, that's only making it worse for women when they teeter. I
think that's the bad social media messaging that they're doing now, right? They're showing their babies, and I sympathize, I understand, and all that shit. Okay. Well, I kind of understand, because, women cope, right? They have to cope with this shit. Like, okay, I have to deal with this, and I have to deal with a job, and I have to deal with my husband and all that shit.
Yeah.
Right? It's a lot to cope with, so I get that. But the messaging here is like, okay, it's okay then to...
it becomes
it's not normal.
Desensitized.
No, that's not normal.
It's not normal.
Exactly. It shouldn't be normalized, but that seems to be what they're trying to do.
That's what they're trying to do. And
that's why I was trying to get to the fact that this case seems nuanced to itself. Yeah, because as we've been discussing and reading the chat as well, as people are pointing out, it seemed that this woman had problems long before she got pregnant, and she was struggling with having a family in the first place. So this is more to do with her individually, not that this is a common problem amongst all women, but a lot of this kind of narrative of the third wave feminism has moved into this and is using it to push a narrative of excusing women doing this kind of thing, which includes abortion.
And men sticking dicks in crazy. Stop doing that, men. Please don't make crazy women pregnant. Stop that,
No,
right?
no. I agree.
I shouldn't
I
laugh,
agree.
but
You
I know
cannot
what you mean,
fucking
yeah.
save her. You cannot.
A baby won't make her better.
It's not gonna make it better. No.
It's just
No.
going to make her worse, and you're going to cause
Yes.
trauma for everyone
Yes,
involved. So,
that too, right? So there's
Yeah.
two sides to this, but it's a private matter, and now this is being dragged out like a
and it's been
media
turned
spectacle.
into a kind of cause that fueling this narrative that's being used
Yes.
on the back of women who genuinely suffer from postpartum depression and obviously need help with that
Sure.
if they're struggling with that. But
Yeah.
this is being used, as I say, to promote a concept where the killing of the infant children is in some fucked up manner justified.
Yes, and that
And
goes
I know
into the
that sounds wrong,
abortion stuff and all that.
when
That's
you
now
think of
happening,
that
right?
sentence, just that sentence just shouldn't be correct,
Yeah.
because of what it represents. But this seems to me, and this is what I wanted to talk about, this subject, that this is how it's being used in the media at the moment. And that serves a purpose for the eugenics that they are doing across the population. Yeah.
Well,
And I
life
know
has
it's
no
one of them
value.
subjects. Exactly, mate. Yeah, it's debased to
Yeah.
such a degree that people become dismissive of the
Yes.
sheer scale of numbers of people that are being killed off in one way or another,
Yes.
either through shortened lifespan or severe illnesses or medical malpractice
What we
or
are
things
doing,
like being
right?
aborted before they even get a chance to live.
What the Western
Eugenics.
civilized world is doing is worse than the Incas were doing to their fucking with their cult of
On a scale,
sacrificing to their gods and shit.
If you
It's
look at it at
beyond
the
that, way
scale
beyond
that's
that.
involved, yeah.
Yes, millions. We're doing
And this
millions.
is why I wanted to make this point, because, and
That's it.
especially now, and why I mentioned at the start about the sensation of the energy changing and the wind has changed direction, the wind has changed.
Mm-hmm.
As I say, this could just be the change of season, but to me, it also feels very much like we are again witnessing a change of chapter in the big narratives. They feel quite that they've achieved quite a lot in terms of the surveillance state narrative, because that's rolling along at quite a pace. Now that pretty much most of the cities and towns across the UK are having facial recognition installed on all major travel points. So in other words, all the nexus points where the largest number of people filter through, so train stations and major junctions and stuff like that. It's also happening in America with the flock cameras, which is another narrative we've mentioned. That's been deliberately played out in a certain way to fuel the onset of this surveillance state environment. And while they're doing that, they're fueling this narrative, this eugenics narrative of normalizing the general loss of life, the devaluing of life, so that in a very corporatist fashion, it becomes just a culturally accepted that, of course, a certain number of people every year are sort of killed off in one way or another. The maid service, the euthanasia, I should say, getting eugenics and euthanasia combined. But the eugenics concept being farmed out and franchised out to pretty much every one of the Western nations now has got some kind of eugenics program, either already set up and running or in the works to be introduced once they can push the legislation through. And as you know, the way they generally work is they'll keep trying the legislation and they'll keep rewording it and shuffling paragraphs around, and they resubmit it again and again and again until eventually they get it through. So these kind of structures are on the agenda. We've talked for years. You go back to pre-COVID, and we were talking back in like 2017, 2018 about how some of this surveillance state technology was going to be implemented. As per usual, for a lot of people, they thought we were just being conspiracy theorists. Now it's literally you've been told about it on the BBC News. That facial recognition is being set up in all these various places, and AI is going to be used to monitor and track for your safety. So we're literally saying the same thing in the sense of the eugenics narrative. they have increased the time allowed for abortion, so that I'm not sure what the actual total amount is here in the UK, but I know they pushed it up further. And in some of the states in the USA, I was going to ask Rebecca if she could remember which particular ones have got the worst setup, basically what they call full-term abortions. So literally up until the point of birth, the day of birth, they're allowing those babies to be aborted. So this is not normal in any fucking sense of the word, and this in no way could be considered to be normal society and culturally acceptable. This is a gradual psychological warfare attack or attempt to persuade the general population to accept this collateral damage.
6 days of pregnancy, Cookie, in the UK. But they need 2 doctors to approve it at that point.
Right.
But
that does make a fair bit of difference then. Maybe. Considering the doctors were quite happy to sign over the COVID jabs, so
yeah. One of them is going to chop them up and the other one has to agree to it, right? So
yeah, sanction it.
Yeah.
But this is right at this time of the year. I know we're not fully into like the end of the harvest season in the sense that that's usually October time, yeah. But now August is the height of the arable harvest season. So the crops like we were talking about earlier, the wheat, things like wheat, barley, what they call oilseed rape, which is one of the common mass arable crops, especially in the UK. All those kind of crops were generally harvested about now. But because of the fucking weird weather we've had, geoengineering, that strange oscillation of extreme weathers that we've been supposedly suffering because of the El Nino,
Super El Nino,
and the cow farts and whatever. But,
sure.
That meant that the harvest has either been crap, or it's been delayed, or it's been fucked up completely in one way or another. Depends on what crop and where they are in the country. Blah blah blah. The point being, the harvest period is not like it normally would be, But this time period seems to also be a spiritual harvest period, maybe because it is sort of the tail end of the summer. It's only going to be a couple of weeks until we hit that classic beginning of September. The first week or so, a week, 2 weeks of September is one of the most dangerous times of the year. You look back through history, and that period in the year seems to have loads and loads of events take place that have some kind of tragic, catastrophic element to them, loss of life and whatever. So we're not far off that time period, and we're only about a month away from the autumn equinox. Like the show, please.
Thanks, Rob.
Click the like button. Thanks, Rob. Yeah, definitely. But my point here, I know it's a bit ambiguous and you could quite easily just dismiss it as being woo-woo and whatever. I don't care, that's your choice. But I think there is something about this time of the year where this kind of story or this kind of narrative is presented to the public in one way or another. Hi, Sonia. Hello in the chat.
Hi, Sonia.
In this current situation, it seems to be about postpartum depression and how they're trying to use this, like I say, for some kind of eugenics narrative, and they're exploiting the emotional controversy to do with that one particular case, and then mixing it up with all the other stuff as well. In other years, it would have been something else. We often get reminded of certain traumatic cases that are classic, like the Madeleine McCann case. Still gets brought up occasionally in the media, and it's some new bit of tidbit information that's supposed to have come out and whatever. But the point is they keep bringing these emotional hook stories back to the public at certain times of the year. And I think it is a kind of psychological or spiritual milking, harvesting that is taking place. Some people refer to this kind of stuff as a loose energy, and they claim that the people in positions of power, are connected to entities that somehow feed off this negative energy or dark emotional energy. And I'm not completely discounting that, but go on.
No, I believe it. I'm just I'm listening to you. I'm saying yes. Go on.
Oh right, yeah. Well, there were some good clips you had that sort of connect to this in the dailies recently, but
Yeah.
that's where it starts to get into the realm of talking about esoterica and aspects of possibility that we can talk about, but you can't exactly prove one way or the other. So is there something about that element? I personally think there is, because I think there's enough evidence through the footprints in history to see that for whatever their reason, whether they genuinely feel that they get some kind of energy or power out of this stuff, they do these things, and they plan these things to have some kind of esoteric or occultic connection. So they're connected to numerological connections or Kabbalistic connections or whatever. There's some kind of occultic connotation to when these events take place, or the people who are victim of the events, etc. Like that actress recently that died, and this is to do with manipulating the mass of the public mind. I highly recommend I know it's a longer one, so for a lot of people they feel they don't have the time to listen, but the daily you put up yesterday on Sunday, the section with the guy reading out of the book about the symbology of that double-headed eagle symbol and whatever. Yeah, it's spot on stuff. But my point is, you listen to how he's describing that, and that is a lot of what I see played out when we're talking about these kind of events. This is certain groups of people, whatever you want to call them, secret societies, cabal, controllers, whatever. The point is people in positions of influence that can cause these kind of things to take place. And they carry out or cause to happen events that the real sort of intention of carrying out these events is not necessarily to change the direction of state or governmental powers, but to just influence the public mind. And when I say
I think they're
public
just
mind, I
trying to
mean that
justify
kind of
themselves.
global consciousness, the Jungian global consciousness. So I'm not just talking about each individual's manner of thinking, but how we all interact with each other on a cultural level. So things like, is it culturally accepted for babies to be aborted right up to full term? It's things like that that they are sort of manipulating the public consciousness on those kind of subjects.
I think that's it, right? They're trying to normalize their apparent whatever behavior, their demonic behavior, right? Like, see, normal women do it. See, your wife could do it. See, it could be your fucking girlfriend that could kill your children if you're not careful enough, right? So I think they're trying to shift the blame a little bit and trying to normalize their democide, their fucking child sacrifice cult.
Well,
like
one of the
it's
other
normal, like it's like some depression. Yeah.
Well, one of the other elements I thought was an interesting possibility, a narrative possibility. I think it was from the one little kind of cartoon clip you'd included. Making men paranoid that if they go out somewhere or leave the woman alone with the children, something might happen. So you are, in a way, creating a psychological trap. The men either have to deal with extreme anxiety whenever they go away from the home or the woman, wherever the woman is with the children, or they get themselves stuck in a kind of paranoid trap where they don't want to go anywhere else. They want to stay with the woman constantly because
that's the distrust.
Yeah, it's breeding. It's creating a war between the sexes and disrupting the family unit and all that kind of stuff as well. Yeah. Sowing the seeds of distrust and all that kind of stuff. And it's very dark.
You're always on the short end, right? When it comes to children and marriage and all that as a man, right? The women always gets the
yeah.
children. You're
Yeah.
always on the short end. So and in this case, the guy might even catch some of the blame for this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Maybe
potentially.
he was not so nice to her, and that's why So you
allegedly, he was having an affair and he was away from home a lot and stuff like
yeah,
that. But
well, I wonder why. Because he fucking married crazy, right? So,
yeah, I didn't look into the details enough to get a grasp of
but
what happened.
as a man, I would strongly advise other men to fucking sticking your dick in fucking crazy.
Stop having relationships with crazy people,
please. Yeah,
the only
you cannot
difficulty
fix
I have
them.
with that is like, how do you differentiate between the crazy ones and the good ones?
Exactly, because they just extract the sperm out of you and get pregnant, and
I'm sorry, that sounds
guilt trip you into fucking fatherhood and all that shit. But don't be stupid like that. But that should be education that we teach each other, like as at a young age. Like,
but that in and
why
of
don't we know
itself is
this?
also it's fuel of the eugenicist narrative, isn't it? Because again, it's creating distrust between the sexes.
Yeah,
it's like you can't trust women because they're all crazy, or you can't trust men because they're all abusive, rapists, and whatever. It's just however they can disrupt the family unit is something they will do. But this dealing with infant children is just such a dark approach. To me, it's like, I know it's an unpleasant subject, but that's why it has to be revealed in the light, to disempower it. If whatever it is they're trying to do with this
What's
shit.
that movie? Mary's Baby?
Hello, Ulrich in the chat. Hello, and Spanish, joy.
Where she goes psychotic about the baby. What is it? Oh shit!
No, I don't know.
No, I'll get to it. But
I'm sure there probably has been a few movies over the years. There's probably been a few that have covered it.
Yes.
Was there something about Cradle Rocks?
Cradle of Cradle? Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Rock the Cradle or something like that.
Something like that. Yes.
And she sort of gaslights the husband. I'm not sure. It's been a long time, I think, since
I'm looking at the chat, hoping for them to fucking come up with it.
Yeah.
But
let's play a song so we can try and diffuse some of this
and
energy.
Move on to our next topic, because
I deliberately picked this song for this reason, because it combines some of the other stuff that's been going on recently. And I think I mentioned this not too long ago, actually, about the fact that one of the things that always struck me about this song is just the lyrics in the first verse. It's just sort of so spot on about the never-ending spiritual warfare, or what seems to be the never-ending spiritual warfare, and the reality that as a species we're still here, despite these crazy psychotic fuckheads that seem to love trying to get themselves into position of power so they can use the rest of us like tools and furniture. But we are still here. And if anything, there's a fuck lot more of us than there has been for probably quite a long time. That's when you can get into the disputes about history. But anyway, before I do any more of my bad DJ thing, I'm going to play this song. It's a few minutes long, so we'll be back in a few minutes. It's a little bit loud, so be prepared with your speakers or your headphones. We are on the cusp, like we have been for quite a while. Maybe it's going to start this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm still muted. You go.
Nope.
Have to remember to click the button to unmute yourself. Yeah, it helps.
It does help, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm sure most of you already know that was New Model Army, Here Comes the War. I played it a few times over the years because, like I said, I think the lyrics in it are so spot on in so many different ways. You can change the decade, you can change even to a degree, you can change the culture, and you still end up with the same kind of stuff happening, but definitely the decades roll by and the same situation is still ongoing in many ways. So yeah, this reality itself is a war. You can see it in that way. Yeah.
Mhm.
And you get to choose. That's the one major difference where I've been a staunch advocate for free will, even though people find the subject an annoying and difficult subject to argue over. But I think that's the way this reality works. You're given the opportunity to choose, and it's which direction you choose that influences how the reality itself unfolds. Again, references some of the stuff you included in the daily, which is spot on. It's not that reality forms to what you want. Reality reacts to what you are because it's a mirror. Yeah, something as part of the Buddhist principles is what we call the physical reality that we experience is a mirror, and it reflects what we are. So if you're an arsehole, you tend to experience a lot of things that arseholes experience. Yeah. So your life will be a bit shitty. Man who go to bed with itchy bum, wake up with smelly finger. Yeah, you can prove that every time. There might be an exception to the rule, but I think you're still going to end up with a smelly something.
Yeah, it could be a fishy one.
Yeah. Fishy fingers?
I like
Captain
those.
Birdseye,
I
he
don't
was a
mind
bit of
those.
a...
That's all right.
Yeah, I think he was a wrong un. Every time I saw the adverts, he had loads of kids on his boat. It's just... It always confused me when I was younger. So what's going on with this guy with the white beard on his boat?
Huh.
He's got a
It's
boat.
good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's
I
singing
like
about
watermelon.
fish fingers.
I like watermelon.
Yeah, watermelon.
Yeah, well, if you watch the daily, then.
Yeah. Batman and his watermelon.
Yeah.
Speaking of craziness and silliness, we've had plenty of that over the last
The Hitler
few
moustache.
days.
Talk about
I saw that clip. Yeah, I think by the looks of it, I think Jonesy's deliberately trying to start a trend.
He's
And it's like he's trolling the public on purpose.
Yeah, I know.
He's trying to encourage loads of young men to have Hitler moustaches to bring it back into fashion. Yeah.
Yes.
I guess that's what he was doing. Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's why I put Batman in there.
Yeah. We are at the stage, I think, where we've gone way beyond the weirdness that Terence McKenna was talking about. I think we're fully into the surreal element now.
Yeah.
Where, like, I know I've banged this drum for years now as well. I think a lot of people realise that stuff is just wrong, but they don't know what to do about it. Or they're too scared, too afraid to try doing anything because they're worried about their own situation or their family or whatever it is. They've got reasons to not want to speak up or do anything. So they stay quiet, they keep their head down and hope they don't get noticed and don't get picked out, I think that's true for most people. They're trying to survive and just get on with their life and have a good life and whatever and hope that they're not the one that gets sacrificed.
What's after Clown Show? Clown World, right? It's a freak show, isn't it?
Yeah, it has become
that's where we're at. I think we're at that stage, like freak show stage. So, yeah.
The fashion world portrays.
After Clown World, you get freak show. And after that, I don't know. But
I think that we did sort of go through a bit of that in the 90s with the advent of some of the sort of extreme fashion that was coming out at the time. And you had that kind of Euro trash trend where people were deliberately over sort of extreming themselves in like body modification and stuff like that.
I would say Bowie was on top of that in the 70s already.
Because that was when we first saw the advent of like the demon people or the dragon people or the lizard people, where they would have body modification, like tongue bifurcation and whatever,
Yeah.
And there was sort of that fashionable trend
dehumanizing,
to try and make yourself look like you were a different species in some way, or you were just totally unique.
Yeah.
And I think that was the advent of I feel, maybe it's just because of my own life experience, I think that was when we really sort of started to nosedive into the society of the spectacle, where people became so obsessed about trying to be individualistic, but it was a delusionary element that was given to them by the system itself. It's like the black leather jacket syndrome. You know, but when I was younger, everyone wanted a black leather jacket because they thought that made them seem individualistic. But you were just buying into a trend that had been created by Hollywood and BBC and the entertainment media, basically. Yeah.
The modern version of that is actually a lot like the Hitler version of that, but it's the Nordics, aliens.
Yeah,
There are now 4 species they're talking about. It's the Greys, it's the fucking reptilians, it's the insectoids, and the Nordics.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's that shit. I feel like, you know...
And that's information that's like, well, I was going to say 5 decades old, but it's more than that because you're going back to like the late 40s, early 50s.
They're normalizing it now. It's like, you know,
so
Trump is going to come out with
that
shit. Trump is going to come out with it.
Yeah, of course he is. Trust the plan.
You don't realise it though, do you, all these years until suddenly you go and it goes further on and it gets discussed about it. And then after that, then it's just like, and then you have to sit and think back for all these years, how they, well.
I think
but it's not for us.
The human mind doesn't.
Generation.
I think the human mind doesn't fully develop until we reach our early 30s. It's part of why the number 33 is so relevant.
It's for that generation as well. This shit. Yeah.
But it means that approximately every 33 years, you see the repetition of some of those methodologies. So when you first experience them, you don't understand that there's some kind of manipulation. You think they're a genuine event. The second time, 30 years later, you see it again and you're like, hang on a minute. That was exactly the same as the other time. But by then, you're already 30 years down the line and you've got your own life commitments and situation, which means your ability to react to that knowledge, that gnosis of that's a repetition, which means the original event must have been a creation, a manipulation. What do I do about it?
Yeah. I fucking fixed the ozone hole, and now look at what we got. Climate change.
Look at the shit we got now with the net zero and everything.
My arse changes.
I stopped acid rain with my bare
I
hands.
deliberately stopped using deodorant because of the ozone layer. So I personally fixed the ozone hole by not using deodorant.
Now look at what we got now.
Now look what they've done. Fucking those millennials and those Gen Zers, they've fucked everything up.
Yeah.
Just,
Talking about deodorant, Cookie. Sorry, just to interrupt your flow there.
Go on.
That Robert South, you can use that as deodorant. Did you know that?
Ew.
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
You don't need a lot.
I've even done it. I just don't want to smell it out with the too much, but I do actually do it.
Yeah.
So
you smell really nice now.
Yeah.
You don't smell of fishy fingers.
No, I've got a fishy mouth. Meow.
Instead, you smell of CBDs and honey and beeswax.
What can I say? Buy Rob Self.
Yeah,
really
buy Rob Self.
It's really good stuff. You know, so buy it anyway. So yeah.
I don't wear it when I go out to the girls, believe.
It's form an orderly queue.
Thanks for waking up, Rob. Kitty. Thanks.
Yeah.
Actually, I did put it on my face once, and one of my friends.
Are you getting paid by him?
She went, she went to hug me. She went, what's that on your face? I'll go special cream.
Was he sending you messages? Can you mention yourself?
And she went, I like her, so I'll never do that one again.
Well, Rob South works well on rusty hinges as well.
Oh, he's sending you messages as well. Okay.
I'm not allowed to say. We're not allowed to say.
We are not sponsored by the South.
You didn't tell me to mention the squeaky hinges, but I thought I would.
I'll be making you buy my farts in a jar if you're not careful. So just to
We
emphasise.
can buy my farts. Actually, Pete might buy my farts. Actually, they'd probably be good ones for his show.
Right.
They don't smell.
Well,
I
we
can
love
give him a
Rob and
smelly
we
one.
love
I
his
can
self,
a smelly
so.
one to Cookie if he wants.
Doesn't that mean you're just cheating then? You're just sending him an empty jar and telling him it's something.
Wow.
But changing the subject completely from
Thank
farts in a
you.
jar. Then again, it might not be that different, but I don't know. I've said this so many times recently, and I'm not doing a Tim Pool. I'm not wearing a beanie hat, and I'm not bald, and I don't work for shekels. But the potential that we are already at war, I think, is already, as far as I'm concerned, we are already at war with Russia. They're just not admitting it in the usual kind of way because it's unconventional warfare at the moment still, so it's easy to distract and misrepresent what's going on to the public. But we have now, after I mentioned it under Queer Starmer, and he was talking about creating factory jobs, building missiles that then would be given to Ukraine to fight Russia. And he was talking about how the UK economy needs to gear up as a wartime economy. And Andy Burnham has just immediately carried on with that narrative. And now he's over in, I'm not sure if he's come back yet. He might have already come back now, but he went over for a visit to Ukraine.
Yep.
And the way they presented it in the media was that he was going over there to give the Ukrainians, to give Zelensky the blueprints for the Storm Shadow missile, which is one of the and it's one of the most sort of top end munitions in the British stockpile. So you're not talking about a little sort of itty bitty missile that we can easily defend ourselves against if he decides to turn against us or anything like that. No, you're talking about a highly complex and very sort of technically advanced smart missile, as they would call them. It's a cruise missile-based system. So it's capable of, like you say, going long distance. So from where the Ukrainians are able to fire it from, it can get deep into Russia. So basically pretty much most of the important stuff in Russia is now reachable to them.
Doesn't rely on GPS guidance and stuff like that.
It's pre-programmed, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. So,
but
and
my
that's
point being is
that's the key, right? That's you need UK help.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get to that. But just to make the point of like the way the media is presenting it, it's like he's gone over there to help out the Ukrainian cause by handing them the blueprint. And the impression being that they're giving the public that once he's handed over the blueprint, that's it. It's then up to the Ukrainians.
They know how to do it,
build it and do it, and it's all them doing it. We're just giving them the blueprint.
No,
that's not how it works, or what's required, or what has been going on already.
No,
them giving them the blueprint is just basically saying they will allow them to set up a licensed factory to build these munitions within country. So that you no longer have to have the shipping problem of us building them here and then sending them over there and that kind of thing. They can be built in location. But the operating and the servicing and the firing of all this kind of stuff, the pre-programming, has to be done by British personnel because the Ukrainian personnel are not trained in these kind of munitions or the aircraft required to fire them. They have actually got pilots who can fly the aircraft, but in terms of operating the missile system as a whole, because it's not just the pilot's responsibility, obviously, there's other technical staff involved. And that's where the British
technically
force...
these are drones, right? Even if it's a long-range missile, they could be classified
in
as
a way,
drones.
I think, because I think
they operate
can be
autonomously.
They can be updated in flight.
Yeah.
So they are sort of semi-autonomous, as far as I know.
Drones, No
so
matter if you
this
have
is
four props or a rocket to it, it's a drone.
The way it operates,
well, we think of a drone like it has 4 props and it looks like a fucking,
or it looks like a Predator drone,
looks like a hobby drone or something like that.
No, this is like a cruise missile,
Yes.
but it's maneuverable like a drone.
Yeah. You
It has
tell
area
it,
lines
hit
which can
hit that,
change
and
direction.
it'll find its way. Yes.
Yeah, and it can circle and go
Yes.
into holding patterns and stuff like
Yes.
that. So,
Yep.
yeah, that's why it is more like a drone than just a missile. Yes. But this is, regular listeners will know I've been talking about this now for quite a long time. We have been basically at war with Russia in a proxy war sense for a number of years, really, because of us back in the whole
Since
Ukrainian
Boris
situation.
Johnson told no to the peace plan.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So we have been intrinsically tied into that situation. And some people who are on the sort of statist side of the argument, who think that there is purpose and reason for us to do this, one of the arguments that they will often make is that it's fueling our economy, even though they might not say it directly in that sense, because they don't want to make it so obvious that our economy is reliant on the warfare continuing. But they will talk about how, like Keir Starmer did, it's so great that we got these jobs that are being created for people. Excuse me, sir, where are these jobs? Oh, working in a munition factory making missiles that were sent to Ukraine. Oh, okay. So in other words, the jobs only exist because the war is carrying on.
Yeah.
So it's in the corporate interest. And remember, we are all living in a corporatism. Yeah. The country, the so-called country itself is a corporation. The corporation needs profit. So therefore, the war has to continue to feed the military-industrial complex, which creates the economic profit. And even though, as I've heard a few people make good argument that the actual profit developed through military infrastructures is not enough to drive the economy of the whole country. But I would question, well, look at the economies of each country. Most of them are in a state of falsehood, where they are propped up in one money magic method or another to make them seem like they are growing in the usual kind of fashion, but they are basically just feeding off their own fumes, like the Wall Street and the London Stock Exchange and whatever. They are self-fulfilling fiat money magic circuses. They are not a good reflection of literal, physical, real-life commodities and services. They do not represent the economic value of the real world. They represent the illusionary value of a fiat currency system that uses usury and derivatives to create money out of basically nothing. So, of course, they can manipulate them to make them look however the fuck they want. So they're making them look inflated.
I thought we destroyed the CCP with perestroika and all that shit in the 90s, right? And they got McDonald's and capitalism.
Yeah.
But apparently not. So, again, this is like, why is Ukraine? Why Ukraine, right? Is that question again? Like, just call back into history why Ukraine is so pivotal in all of this every time.
Yeah.
Right? So
multiple times.
Yeah, it's not about us. It's not about you. It's not about Britain. It's not about any of that, really, is it?
No.
We're just being dragged into a war that we are not supposed to be in, and right. So there's some parasites sucking energy out of our nations and out of our, and we know who it is and why and all that. But that's
the tough
question.
Yeah, it's been converted into various forms, and that energy is being passed up the pyramid. The COVID incident, the lockdown incident itself, was the biggest theft in recorded history. But that theft didn't stop just because they let us all back out of our homes again, supposedly. I never locked down, but whatever. You know what I mean? Once they said it was over, the theft didn't stop.
It was a test, yes.
Yeah, that was just the initiation of, are they going to react? Are they going to react? No, they're not reacting. Right, okay, we can carry on.
Yes.
So they just moved to the next chapter in their agenda, in their plan.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't need the lockdown to carry on for all time.
No.
They just needed it to sort of create what they call an interruption, a flow interruption, which is a psychological technique of interrupting somebody's thinking so you can derail them in some manner, or you can attempt to insert something else into their thought pattern. But in a similar fashion, they were attempting to disrupt the general flow of societal life. And it wasn't out of the blue. They'd obviously foreshadowed this in the public mind. So, the public was waiting for them to press the switch, basically. That in and of itself was part of the experiment as well. Will people stop and listen when we shout freeze? And yeah, people did. I don't know if you remember that clip from, what airport was it? I think it was in America somewhere. And some of the security staff just shouted freeze in the middle of one of the auditorium areas, and loads of people literally just stood still like they were in a freeze game. Yeah, and the police, the security guys were just sort of looking around a little bit, and then they went, okay, carry on. And it was as if they were just testing to see if people would react. Yeah. It's fucking.
Well,
that's
all
kind of
airports are controlled by who?
Well, this is the thing that, like, in our general upbringing, for most of us anyway, we encounter in one way or another. It's not because we're forced to. It's not like, we're being deliberately indoctrinated in a boot camp, but we do, by osmosis within our cultural setup, absorb this principle that we defer to anyone who wears a symbol of authority. So a policeman wearing a hat with a symbol on, it's a symbol of authority. So if they shout stop at you, you're supposed to stop and wait for what they're going to say next.
Explain to me why at all places, right, when you want to travel to another country, that you have to fucking prove all those things and jump all the hoops, and why are airports the way they are, right? Like, what the fuck is that?
Control movement.
Not just that. It's about confirming identity. It's
monitoring
it's all
people, the travelers.
Yeah. So, yeah. I that's why I despise fucking going to fucking airports and shit. I don't want to go to them. I would rather go to a fucking dinghy.
Go on the dinghies.
Then go on a dinghy, then go on an airport. Really,
Banana boat.
1,200 euros, according to that Lee Anderson video. 1,200 euros.
Yeah, well, I'm white, so I might get a rebate.
And that's not for each trip. That's just like overall. You pay
Every
one
try.
fee, and then you get to try again and again and again until you get across.
Yeah, and then one guy did 6 times, 7 times.
Fucking, but that is the current situation as it is, But
that's it.
Yeah,
right?
the situation with the Ukraine, just so.
But they can travel fucking free from country to country, but yet we can't.
No, because we're law-abiding citizens. They're not.
And
that's why they should be treated as
that's
illegal.
my problem, that we are already a captured fucking audience, right? We are already fucking slaves. We're more slaves than those fuckers on the dinghies. Because we agree to this. We think like, yeah, well, okay, I go to Spain and I show my passport, and you can search my cavities.
I want to experience 34-degree heat while not being chastised for being a carbon non-essential waste of space.
Exactly, right? So why do I have to apply for a visa as a Dutchman to fucking get into the UK? What the fuck is that all about? It's like, how special are you really in the UK?
Oh, we're extra special. Yeah.
Come over in your
I don't think so.
We are where the special came from.
Yeah. Really? Yeah. That's why you have to. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why we're so special.
Yeah. Open borders on one end and not on the other. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So
no, it doesn't.
Of course, it doesn't make sense. It's not meant to make sense.
No, I know. So
this
it's a game, right? They're playing a game, and I'm not playing it. So you're not playing it. We're not playing it.
Agitation. It's like if you're in a stupid playground game and some of the kids slaps you.
Yes.
And you say, it's like, are you going to get mad yet? And then
these are the rules now. Yeah, but the rules are different. No.
Yeah. And he just keeps slapping you until you react. And as soon as you react, then he will stop.
Yeah.
And that's what these fuckers have been doing for the past however many years now. So, we're going to stop the boats. We're going to stop the boat. Increase the number. Stop the boats. We're going to stop them. We're going to any minute now. We're going to stop them. Increase the numbers. They've been doing this now for several years. You know?
They legalized immigration from India, so you bloody is legal now. There's no illegal anything about this.
I don't know
they get their visas now from from the Home Office. There you go.
At least you're probably talking like well before I started doing anything on the internet, but 2 decades at least, I've been telling people that whenever there's the argument about immigration came up, it's like, who's letting them in?
Yep.
Who's bringing them over? Who's letting them in?
Yep.
Yeah, sure, you can complain about the individuals that are coming. They're like, not nice people necessarily, or they're just economic migrants or whatever, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You can complain about the individuals that are actually coming, but really, your angst, your ire, your energy should be directed up to the people that are enabling this to happen in the first fucking place.
Yeah.
Even more so now, we've had so many reports on the ground reporting of NGOs helping these people to go the entire journey, even giving them maps and advice and equipment and water and food and everything else that they need to get all the way here. So why are those NGOs being allowed to continue operating? Isn't that enabling crime? I thought that was illegal. I thought you could get prosecuted for doing shit like that. If I help somebody create a armed robbery, don't I also get prosecuted?
Oh, what's the point of having illegal migration if it's not illegal?
Yeah, exactly. It's no longer illegal then, is it?
No,
It's just fucking migration.
Yeah. It's open borders.
This is a state we're at. I wanted to mention as well, supposedly there was an Iranian attempt to attack a power station. Yeah. This was a while ago, but it's only just sort of filtered up into the news recently. So, I first heard it on Gay Boy News as well, so I'm aware of the Zionist benefit out of pushing such a narrative, but the point is, well, we are basically at war with Iran as well, in that proxy sense again, just like with Ukraine. So this expectation that it's like, well, we're not really at war, mate, because they haven't actually officially declared it. So are you fucking dumb? Yeah, just you need the man at the top of the pyramid to shout war to you so that you're actually being attacked. You can't figure out that you're being attacked yourself anyway in the first place. You need the authority figure to tell you when to react and to tell you what's actually happening when you can see it yourself with your own fucking senses. But this is a point, like I said, I wanted to emphasize that fact. We've been talking about this kind of stuff for quite a while. I've been making the point about the proxy warfare that's been taking place for quite a few years now, really since 2014 in terms of the Ukraine. And we were speaking about this back then. I remember particulars talking about the Maidan Square event and everything, and the snipers and all that stuff. So this is not something that people were completely unaware of. So this idea, pillaging is illegal. This idea that people are too dumb to figure this shit out is, again, just part of the extreme gaslighting. Just like I said earlier, in the sense of when somebody says, oh, I didn't know it was illegal to rape 14-year-old girls, right? In my culture, it's allowed. It's the same kind of bullshit. So, they're not really invading us. We need them for workers. It's the same kind of gaslighting bollocks. We're not really at war with Ukraine. It's just that we're at war with Russia, I should say, via Ukraine. We're just giving them missiles. We're just giving them munitions. We're just giving them military staff that operate the munitions for them and show them what buttons to press. We are at war.
Yeah, people are tired of it as well. Like, but that's part of the plan. Again, it's these Zionist fucking cunts that are trying to play this Christian versus Muslim war, and then, we'll destroy ourselves and they'll somehow become the victor out of this.
Well,
I don't know how, but yeah. It's that
I
I
don't.
think it's all to do with
shitty Zionist
religion.
ploy as
They
well.
can
Like,
do things like that.
yeah, but well, I don't believe that it's gonna work at all. Like, no.
I don't either, but it doesn't matter that I don't believe it's going to work. They do.
Yeah, well,
So they're
they
going to
hope.
try and carry it
It's-
out, which means there's going to be a lot of suffering
Yes.
and loss and
Yes.
death and catastrophe,
Yes.
etc., huh?
Yes. For
This
sure.
is why you can't trust a psychopath who says, you know, he just wants to cut a little bit off your leg. You know, I know I'm using that analogy a lot recently. I don't know why. It just seems to be an obsession with people having their legs cut off. But I hope that isn't an omen. But whatever. We'll ask the runes in a minute. But you know, this is what they've been relying on now for arguably for centuries. Yeah, it's just a little bit. Don't worry about the collateral damage. It's just one child. It's just 10 children. It's just 100 children. Don't worry about the collateral damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at some point, we have to sense that the wind has changed. You know, at some point, you have to realize that the wind is now against you, and you can no longer sail forwards because of this this constant barrage of force in one form or another that is deliberately trying to disable you or suppress your ability to move or do whatever you want to do with your life energy. You know? They either want to extract that energy from you to use for their own purpose, or they just want you out the way. And again, I know often this sounds hyperbolic and people think it just sounds negative and whatever. Quite the opposite. This is hopefully going to help you realize that if you don't at some point make that decision, it's like drawing the line in the sand cliche, you know. At some point you have to say, this is how much I will tolerate. I won't tolerate the rest of this fucking stupid shit.
Yep.
And that doesn't mean you have to react in some crazy stupid way or breaking stuff or attacking people or whatever, not at all. But it's how you apply your energy and where you want to invest your energy and what you do with your thinking and your intention that comes from your heart energy, from your heart chakra. You know, this is about how you want to change the world. And I think, hopefully, I think most of the people get the point that you don't change the world through physical violence. That doesn't work. That's what they're doing. That's the principle they operate from. Physical force of whatever level is justified in their mind.
Well, that trick is negativity, right? They try to
Using
spellbind you
negativity
by
against
negativity.
people.
Yes.
Yeah. Like using that
So
story
you're
of the woman
all
and those
upset.
children.
You're all worried about this and that and all that. So yes. Yeah.
Or they tell you that you're not supposed to be having children now, which again is part of why they're pushing that eugenics narrative, that kind of anti-family, anti-children narrative. Yeah. They want you to feel that children are a burden or a danger or just a chore, that they're not worth the time and
designer
effort.
babies, maybe.
Yeah, you don't need to. Yeah, in the not too distant future, you can just send some money to China and they'll grow one in a box for you.
I was going to say that.
Exactly the ones
they'll
you want,
deliver
right?
it by
So,
drone.
Yeah.
You'll just select what color hair you want and what
By
kind
stork.
of personality and whatever.
It's gonna be a
Yeah,
stork.
they'll probably call the drone storks. Yeah.
Weren't they doing that once before, though? You can choose what type of baby you
Copyrighted.
wanted. This was meant to go up many years ago.
Yeah.
But they never actually pulled it off very much, did they? Well, and
No,
I think they didn't go ahead with it in the end.
No.
Stork drone. Yeah. Copyrighted now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, by
Seriously.
vocalizing it, it is now copyrighted to us.
Yep.
Yeah, it is now.
we
It's
said it
done
first.
like
Yeah,
We said
there's
it
more
first.
enough witnesses here to witness that copyright
We said
claim.
it. Yeah, it's ours. Fuck them.
Yeah. You'll probably go online now and find that there's some company somewhere that's already done it. They probably already own the .com and whatever. Yeah.
Let me check it.
That happens a lot as well in this modern climate, this modern technological environment. But I know it seems a bit of an ambiguous comment or statement, me just saying when the wind changes. But I was just trying to, I mean, I could have said when the wind blows, but I didn't want to create a direct connection to that old cartoon movie for those of you that are old enough to remember it and understand what I mean in that sense, because it was a story
already
about.
exist.
I told you, yeah.
Unmanned Aerial
Traumatizers.
System Stork LR. Yep. Sorry.
But it was an old cartoon movie about nuclear warfare. And it was about a couple who tried to survive this nuclear war exchange. But yeah, when the wind changes, and I was just trying to create that connotation of, it's as I mentioned a while ago, I don't know how many weeks ago I said this, but the Russians know full well that it would not take a lot to knock us out as any kind of strategic opponent. We don't have the military capability of sustaining any kind of long-term warfare with an opponent such as Russia. With most people around the world now, with most countries, we couldn't survive a sustained conflict. But when it comes to a nation that's as capable as Russia at the moment, no, sorry. Even though they might be a bit distracted by what they're doing in Ukraine, and we wouldn't stand fucking chance against them. And it wouldn't take much effort on their part to disable us.
Yeah, I know. They moved beyond nukes. They have, progressed beyond that shit.
They've got weather weapons and shit like that.
Yeah, and hypersonics and space
laser
shit
guns and stuff.
Yeah, laser AKs. I showed them in the thing.
Yeah. So the concept of us being actually directly at war with them is just ridiculous. I think.
Yeah, I know.
The people who are supposedly in power at the moment here in the UK are running with the delusion that because of NATO, the Russians are not going to likely to directly attack us to retaliate against what we're doing in Ukraine. Because if they do, then that's Article 5 immediately, which means, they're expecting the entirety of NATO to back us up, But that's where I think I don't want to say miscalculation, because I think in the real overall big picture, this is what they intend to happen. But on the few rungs down that ladder or down the side of that pyramid, we get to the point where the people in power in the UK think that they are playing this strategic game of, like I said, they're sort of using NATO as a backup shield. And if Russia attacks us, they expect all of NATO to come to our aid and whatever. But I don't think it'll end up well.
If Israel attacks Turkey, how is NATO going to react?
Yeah. And if Russia attacks us, don't expect the Americans to come to our aid, because the Americans aren't capable of going against Russia.
Hell fucking no. They can
even if they
beat
try, if the Americans do try, if the whole of NATO, including America, turn around and start to try and fight Russia, China will join in on Russia's side. So you'll end up in that classic description of the protocols of Zion, where it will be the East versus the West. And that is what I think they are trying to push towards.
There's an equilibrium going on right now.
Yes,
they have
at
the
the
same
moment,
kind of weapons and the same kind of shit. So now they're talking about aliens. Right? The Americans are talking about aliens.
Both sides are benefiting over the continued warfare.
Yeah, China is talking about aliens.
It's in the interest of both sides to just keep it going as it is.
Well, we could see another phase of warfare. Like, we could go into the Area 52 kind of shit. Like,
low orbit plasmoids.
Well, plasma shit, yeah. Yeah.
Potentially
interesting stuff.
The main thing I'd say for it at the moment is, even though I know it's sort of like watching the circus, just to see the clowns doing what you expect them to be doing, because they are clowns in a circus ring. But keep an eye on the procedures of Andy Burnham, because he is being used as the distraction puppet, as he's being shipped around here, there and everywhere and doing his little TikTok and Instagram videos where he thinks he's being all down and hip with the kids. And he's pumping out these little propaganda slogans, snippets, hope in every postcode. Release the sausages, hope in every postcode. If you condense this time period, and I'm sure they will in the future, they won't need to create memes, because all they'll have to do is condense the time period and just take out all the slogans and join them together in one big long fucking diatribe slogan, you know? And it would just be a fucking joke. Yeah,
it does mean that the BBC is officially dead. If he moves on to TikToks and all that shit.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
As in the government's
They're
announcements.
no longer the hedge honcho, the top of the bill or anything.
Yeah.
No, it's now TikTok.
I think that's been true for a while, hasn't it, really? It's only the older generation that are still sticking with the BBC more than anything.
And he knows it, right? He's targeting the 16-year-olds, right? The new demographic, the new voters.
Yeah.
So TikTok. It's not BBC. TikTok. No, BBC is dead. Fucking
TikTok taking over everything.
Hell yeah.
And
Larry Allison, right? So.
Well, yeah. Definitely got to get a message in everywhere, hasn't he?
He has his complete approval of the British government.
He bought them last week. Yeah.
Yeah, I was certainly not on it.
It just makes me
neither.
Kind of like,
same as Instagram, but Rob keeps me.
It's like that kind of Bruce Wayne effect, you know. It's just sort of like, well, this particular country was against me, so I bought them.
Yep.
This bank wouldn't do what I wanted, so I just bought the bank. You know, it's that kind of
and
shit.
Elon does the same, and then everybody's like, that's not okay. But when Larry Allison does it, nobody's complaining. Funny that.
Yeah. Welcome to corporate branding world.
Yeah.
Are you an Apple Stanian?
Goy slob.
Yeah. Or you're a Sonyite?
Yeah.
Which particular
Android.
corporation do you live under? Yeah.
Linux?
No, that'll be in the rebel zone, won't it?
Yeah.
Even though I think from some of the stuff that's happened recently with the AI stuff, I think Linux may have been crippled. Yeah. And I think there might have been deliberate purpose for that because they know how capable it was as an independent operating system.
Yeah, it's not a hackable platform, right? It's not a target. So, yeah.
And they've introduced vulnerabilities to it, which means basically for those people who were relying on it to be a capable OS that was outside of the Microsoft paradigm, it's basically fucked up now.
Yeah, but that's the future, right? You owning a computer?
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
Yeah. I think we are the last
generation. That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk in 10 years, Cookie.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. It's all in the cloud and all. You own nothing.
Even for the millennials, I think a lot of them were more into using the internet through things like the smartphone, smart devices, or a games console, rather than like my kind of setup, like a desktop computer setup. Even a laptop. Even laptops are becoming out of date, old fashioned kind of thing now.
Yeah.
Tablets are taking over from the laptops for a lot of people, and I know they are getting more capable, but that. Yeah, the point being is they are hedging the end user out of that computer marketplace.
Yeah.
And that doesn't just mean that you're losing out as a consumer. That means you're losing out from the abilities of the way you can use computer technology to enable your own independence and freedoms.
It's like the market has decided that humans are not a valuable market anymore. We are going to sell our efforts to AI because there's more promise in that.
Yeah.
Right?
I do, in a similar fashion, I wondered, you know, the story about them buying up old books and feeding them into the AI machines. It's like, I'm not sure if I said this at the time when the story was doing the rounds, but it makes me question, like, why did they even tell us about that story? Why did that story just do the whole rounds across the internet within a few days? You know, it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Which means they wanted us to know about that story. They wanted us to see it. It's like they were rubbing our nose in it. It's like, oh, you think you got books? Your books are fucking useless because we're buying all the best ones and we're destroying them. Yeah, it was like they were trying to push the narrative of how the AI will have all the information in it and you can't have any other information, you know?
Yeah, but
it's like a claim of weaponized power kind of thing. We have the biggest weapon.
it's a bit of a reflection of the real world as well. Like, we don't care about books anymore. We care about Kindle. We care about downloadable content.
Right? Yeah, the data.
So
the data.
They are actually
now we're
taking the
just
books,
gonna
aren't they,
fucking
like you
eat
were
it
saying?
all. Like, fuck it. You don't care about it, so let's destroy it. Let's eat it. But once it's all digital, there's no going back. There's no, they can change history on the fly.
If anything, I'm hoping that just the fact that news did, and I think it did have a little bit of this effect, if it encouraged people to go out and buy books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe. Probably not. But
maybe
You're quiet again, Paula.
Maybe just disconnect you from your natural rhythm, your natural vibrations. So that might be why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they do that. Yeah. It's part of it.
You said about the wind of change. Unless you are connected with nature and you are completely reliant on AI to teach you the circle of life, then you will be dependent on AI to notice when the leaves fall and when the owls hoot or when the animals do what they do. So you'll only have AI to tell you. So you will no longer be connected with your own synapses, your own connectivity with the vibrations around you. That's what I think they're doing. That's what that's genuinely what I think they're doing. Don't lose.
I had it in the daily.
Lose it.
Can I play it?
Yeah, that's right.
Can I play this little clip?
Yeah, and I was going to. Right.
Shut up.
I was going to say about where they're taking the books, what Cookie was saying a bit earlier, that they're taking the books and they're doing it by the big machine. They're photographing it for the AI. So that's where the AI is getting it from the books or the information.
And they can change the narrative, Kitty. They can change the books unless you have a hard copy in your hand. So
yeah, that's right. They can change it. What if there's something they don't like? They can change it.
Yep.
Here's the future.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I saw that.
From the very first day, she will never have to wonder. Every answer, every connection, every language. Growing up means knowing more. She has always known more. One system, her whole life, for every child, everywhere.
You notice what the symbol was?
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah,
the cube and the 3 strikes, which denotes the 666. The 3 lines, like on the can of Munster drink, it's Hebraic symbolism, Hebrew symbolism.
Thinking monarch, like a beehive, like I think.
Yeah, it's the hexagon, the cube, the 3-dimensional cube imagery.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
but cube. That's where we're at, right? With AI, like you can just you don't have to know anything anymore. AI knows everything now. You don't have to know shit.
Yeah,
right?
That's why
just
what
ask
they're
AI
saying,
and it'll give you an answer.
She doesn't know anything.
No.
The color is giving her the information.
That's
all the information.
Yeah, that's so unhuman, dehumanized.
Black Mirror.
That's Black Mirror, yes.
And she becomes a flesh avatar for the device. Because if that device is connected to an AI system that has any kind of learning ability, then her walking around wearing that device means she's basically a flesh avatar for the AI.
Well, she's already part of the elite that she's, capable of or able to wear that thing, right? So
she's something that I talked about years ago. The idea that Google bots.
I don't think they're going to give this to Indians.
When they first started doing the Google map.
Bloody.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you can digitize the bloody fuck you.
bloody fuck you, bloody.
Yeah, you
They
just have it
say
on one button.
bloody. If you don't bloody believe me, bloody look in the Bible.
Yeah, bloody.
There will always be Blade Runners. Always. There'll always
Yes.
be
Yep.
them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
Long live
people,
Oh,
the
yeah,
people
yeah,
taking
definitely.
advantage and taking a step ahead of all the other people's, like, we are
Yeah.
better than you because we have this shit. So
And there's people who are, I should have put it, not just in the sense of Blade Runners, but also the people who can examine the technology that's been presented to us and disassemble it and reassemble it and basically learn how to utilize it, hack it,
Yeah.
in many
Mhm.
different ways. But it's not necessarily just about hacking in that usual kind of way. I mean, in the sense of repurposing technology so that it is actually beneficial rather than detrimental.
Absolutely.
Technology
why
is
I
just a
showed
tool.
that-
It's how we implement it that
I
matters.
showed that example, right, of how they hacked the Tesla fucking.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
Thing.
about situations like that. Yeah.
You're going to be able to hack humans in the future, right? In the near future.
If they have implants, yeah.
Only
Yes.
if you can be
Yeah,
hacked.
yeah.
Only if you can be hacked. Only if you can be hacked. If you
Yes.
can't be hacked, you've got a free mind.
Well,
Keep your mind free.
yeah.
Come on, Pete.
Marketing and
Hold the mic in your mouth,
Buy the
neuro.
Buy
Yeah.
salve. I don't know why I feel an impetus to buy salve. It's like I'm being messaged and controlled from somewhere. I
Exactly.
need to buy salve.
That's it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, no, just like
we're
that.
already programmable, right? We know that. It's very easy. We can hypnotize you if we really want to, right? It's not allowed by
Not
law that
everyone.
we that advertising is allowed to
everyone can be
hypnotize
hypnotized.
you, but if they were, they fucking would.
Yes, and they do
Yeah.
try.
Yeah.
They
well,
use some hypnotic methods. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So
Hopefully,
There
we
you
are
go.
some of the people
Yeah.
that have figured out how to not succumb to that kind of shit. That's,
Yeah, no,
I think,
but-
classically the concept, the sort of cliche of the waking up theme.
Mhm.
Interesting, listening to Gareth Ike on his little walk and talk things, and he's been saying a hell of a lot of stuff that we've been talking about recently. I was like, yes, mate, that's right. Yeah, you keep talking, you get a much bigger audience, so thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is the same kind of principle of waking up. It doesn't necessarily mean some kind of magic Kundalini moment or some kind of religious epiphany or anything like that. It means that you're finally being able to break through the programming, or you're starting to see the hypocrisy of the lies and the gaslighting that is perpetuated on a daily basis and presented to us through the media as supposed truth.
Yep.
Yeah. Once you start that process of realization, and I know many other people have said this and have made this point many times over the years, a political awakening leads to a spiritual awakening.
Yep.
Because once you start realizing the political system is one big circus game full of lies and deception, you then start to question, well, where does the very idea of authority and control come from? What the fuck is going on here? And you get to the bigger questions, the spiritual questions, So
Mm.
the very process of them constantly trying to crack down on us and introduce this surveillance state techno gulag system means more and more people are starting to go through that realization process.
Well, it's good
So
that they are,
inevitably,
really.
I
We
think
need
this
lots
is
of
why,
people to
It's
open their
temporary
mind.
though.
and I'm not saying this to be negative, I'm just saying this because I think it's realistic. So I'm trying to be realistic over the situation. It's why at some point they will have to do things that are going to be extreme, like some kind of false flag event or declaring war or whatever the fuck it is. Because at some point they will lose control of the narrative completely. And that's when they do things to put the public in so much danger that people forget about asking those questions anymore and they concentrate on survival. Yeah. And that's what we constantly seem to be on the edge of for the past few years.
If it's just about guilt tripping on colonization, fucking hell, I cannot fucking say this.
Colonization.
Yeah, and all that shit, all the shit in the past that you did with slavery and all that, right? And now you have to
All the
give up your
stuff that
now you have to
people
give up your
previous
fucking
to us-
country to migrants and open the borders and be welcome to everybody, right? It's working, isn't it?
What
Right?
about
Because they are indoctrinating our little children with this shit. Like
what about the amoebas that ate the bacteria that should have become your ancestors? We need reparations for them from them. Yeah. The amoeba of 10 million years ago owe me reparations.
I agree. I know. Wait. Yeah. But we are of that generation that is, now slowly going extinct. So, I fear for the next 50 years when we are not around making our Starfish Troopers and,
I'm more concerned about the level of suffering that will be created when the wind changes and things go back the other direction. And this is what bothers me the most is that the people
nasty.
that are...
That's a nasty fucking...
I know. This is why, the people that are creating the situation are not going to be the ones that suffer from the result.
No.
And that's the thing. They don't give a fuck about the suffering involved. They're literally just getting two lots of people and smashing them together.
Yep.
And inevitably, that's going to create a catastrophic result.
Enough of a distraction so they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Creates a right reaction.
Yeah. And I think that's
I'm afraid of that. Like, we're going to fall for that.
I feel like that's the biggest hurdle, for want of a better analogy. That's the biggest hurdle that we have to get over.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of people being brought into our country that are bad people. They're criminals, they're psychopathic, they're nasty, they're extremists, whatever. But the point is we can't just constantly focus on dealing with them. They're a symptom. They're not the cause. They're not the root.
Exactly.
And unless we address the root of all these problems, nothing is going to change. It's just going to keep getting weirder and worse and weirder and worse.
Mm-hmm.
Weirder and weirder.
Weirder and weirder. And that's what I worry about. So,
yeah.
But
instead, what you can do is just enjoy yourself for a bit, get serious about your joy. Don't forget to take a break from all this craziness.
We're getting feedback.
I'm going echo.
Have you gone round to Rob's place again? Is that it? Is that why we're hearing an echo?
It was whoosh. It was Paula. Paula, shut up.
Oh, Paula's gone to Rob's place. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. She's only after
yourself.
Yeah. No, this is
my sound is fucked. My sound's fucked, so I'll shut the fuck up.
Oh no, you're very loud.
Well, you're loud now, so that's good.
Woohoo!
Your sound was fine.
It's meant to be heard when it's meant to be heard.
Yeah.
I agree, Kitty. Tonight I wasn't meant to speak, but it's okay. I'm listening. Thank you.
At what point were you not meant to speak?
Yeah, you're not a woman in that sense. You can talk.
We can give you some boots and you can be a fairy with boots on.
Oh, yes, please. Pretty in boots.
Dance with a dwarf.
We're all equal here.
We are.
So
I think I fixed your issue, Paula, so you can talk. If you want.
Woohoo! I'm so excited. I've got off my broom.
So thanks to everyone in the chat for joining us. Thanks for joining in.
You're going to do a rune, Cookie?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. What was it I was going to ask the rune?
I don't know.
Is
Rob gay? I don't know.
I can answer that if you want.
No.
Might not enjoy the results.
What's the question, chat? Chip in.
Is Andy Burnham gay?
Well, 100%.
Is Andy Burnham...
Society, I know you are.
Does he wear...
will I sell more self? That's the question here. From
Will Rob sell more self? Okay.
No.
Will Rob sell more self?
No.
I'm sure he will sell more self. Do you mean more than you have done recently, or more than last month, or more than this week? Or
Yeah.
Because just saying will I sell more is sort of a bit like, well, of course you're going to sell more because you're still selling it, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I think what you mean is, are you going to sell more than you have been recently? Is that, as in sales will go up? So what I'm asking the runes,
Robert, you need to get the
basically,
word in.
will your sales go up?
He says more this year than last year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, it looks like equilibrium kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't have my book down here at the moment.
Sorry, Rob.
It's not one that can be inverted, so that's
No, it's
usually a good
alpha.
sign. Jera. Jera? Not Jopper. Don't want to go to Jopper. A rune of beneficial outcomes. Jera applies to any activity or endeavor to which you are committed. Receiving this rune encourages you to keep your spirits up. Be aware, however, there are no quick results can be expected. A span of time always is involved, hence the keywords 1 year, symbolizing a full cycle of time, which is probably why it has that kind of symbolic shape of, can't fucking get it in my fingers. They're, going both directions at once, almost like the Mobius loop. So I'd take that as a yes, right?
Yeah.
To those whose labour.
You're so right on that one because
it's okay to buy sell.
It will come when it's meant to.
Mm-hmm.
To those whose labour has a long season, a long coming to terms, Jera offers encouragement of success. So in other words, don't be put off if it takes a while to happen, it will happen. So there you go.
Put some labour in it. Yeah.
I don't get any percentage, so yeah.
No.
25%. No.
Yep.
That's a bit much, isn't it? Be lucky to get 2% off most people if you're doing stuff like that.
Nah, you gotta do commercials for that.
Are you happy with the outcome?
Hang on. Here he is. Hang on.
Oh, here he
Go
is.
on, Rob.
I mean, now, hang on. It's Monday. What's going on?
No, I appreciate that, Cookie. Thank you for the runes. Is what
Turn your mic up, Robert. Can't hear you.
Yeah.
Is that no better? Or are you taking the
No,
piss?
you're too low.
Really?
Yeah. No, you're all right. He's a little bit quieter than you normally are, but it's
hang
okay.
on, it might be the wrong mic. Hang on, just 1 second. Let me have a look.
It certainly doesn't sound like your usual desktop mic.
Yeah.
No.
It's clear, but it's not as
Sounds
full
all right.
as your mic usually is.
Pete, is it all right, Pete?
Oh,
think it sounds all right.
You.
To me, it sounds all right, Rob.
Yeah, it sounds okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sounds gay.
So what did you say then, Robert?
What do you mean? What did I say? What?
When you came on, I couldn't hear you.
I said thanks to Cookie.
Oh.
You don't have to thank me or
For
the
the
rooms,
free advertisement.
It's you that does the work. You're the one putting your energy into it. You're the one creating the product and everything.
Is that better? I've just turned myself up a bit. Is that better?
Yeah.
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Don't forget, everyone. Tomorrow's going to be a good show. This man is coming on, John Hamer.
There we go. Promo. Even Kitty, fucking Paula's like, whoa.
Falsification of history.
Yeah, nice.
Even if you don't.
Yeah, I'll take it on.
His name?
I'll
Is it Hammer?
take it on.
Is it Hammer or Hamer?
It's Hamer.
Hamer, Cookie. Hamer.
Have you? I thought that's what he said. Have you read it?
I've read parts of it so far. It's about 700 and something pages.
Oh right, I mean, that's quite a few.
Yeah. Well, you can see. Look, it's a thick old book there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it, Cookie, for Rob from the sidelines. So,
but yeah. You don't want to join it? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Well, if you want me to, but
I thought it'd be up your street, but it's fine.
I'll join, but I'll ask questions.
Yeah, and
me too. Me too.
Taking questions from the chat as well.
Okay.
All right, cool. So there you go, folks. Join in the chat tomorrow.
No, we'll
Post
be there.
questions. Yeah, don't forget to put a question mark at the end, and then it shows up more clearly in the chat box.
There you go. Spanish said he is fucking nuts, Rob. Love his
Love his stuff. Okay, then it must be good.
He's got to be right for the show.
Must be
then,
good. Yeah, I'm up for it.
It's got to be the right kind of bonkers then.
Yeah, that was his first book, The Falsification of History, and it's his
Oh,
website.
I thought you were saying his first book was It's the Right Kind of Bonkers. That'd be a good book title. There you go.
Yeah.
Copyright that.
Glory.
And by
By
yourself.
yourself.
By yourself,
I'll
right
link
here,
it.
right now.
By yourself.
Get it now.
Right, focus it, Robert, because it's
won't focus.
unfocused.
It won't.
No,
focus.
it won't focus
All right.
clearly.
Just got goodness in it.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
got the ingredients, so you will get to read the
Health 12
ingredients.
for your first order. 12% off your first order.
Ooh.
Oh,
nice.
12% off your first order, eh?
There you go.
Get in there,
Actually,
Paul.
do you know what, Cookie? Funny you said about what I said. Will I sell more stuff? And my partner's just said that she's got 4 orders for me from her work colleagues because the word's getting around how good it is. How good
Nice.
Yeah,
it's working
cool.
for people, which is really
That's
good.
what you need, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yep.
need word of mouth.
mouth.
It's the best
Oh, wow.
marketing.
Yeah, it's the best ever. Yep.
Yeah.
Word by mouth.
Well,
If you need advertising, you
Bernie-
got a shitty product. That's the golden rule. If you need
You're the marketing man,
advertising,
Pete, you know.
yes, I tell you. If you need advertising, you got a shitty product.
stick
Yeah.
the link in for the after chat if anyone wants to
Yeah,
join.
will do.
You
will
put
do.
the
Hang on.
CBD oil in the
No,
stream
no.
guide.
Oh, there you go. And we will be back again on Wednesday. Yeah, tomorrow for Rob's show, talking with the author, John Hamer. And then we'll be back on Wednesday. Steve will be on Thursday. And no ladies' night this week because
No.
I did last week. So, but
Yeah.
there's
It's a good
plenty
show,
of
though.
stuff going on. Yeah. Find all the links in the info box under the video.
In the
and we will see you.
description.
We will see
It was a
you.
good
Hello.
show, ladies, on Friday. I loved it.
Yeah,
said
it was
that,
really
Pete.
good
It was
show,
a good show,
yeah.
and it deserves
Yeah.
more views. So you
Yeah,
should
and it was a really good quiz as well. There was a lot of really
Excellent
tricky
quiz,
questions.
Paula.
It was really good.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I thought. They're very low views. It's normally
Thank
a lot
you.
more views.
Thank
It
you.
was a really good quiz.
But much appreciated
Well,
with the feedback.
I would love to share you on our
Or the black
Starfish
thing.
Troopers channel, but just let me know and I'll put you on YouTube as well.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Or
we'll
on
see you again
Healthfreedom
soon.
if Rob wants to, but yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
going
we
to
can
play
do
this
that.
song, which I sort of hinted at. I'm sure
Good
you
night, everyone.
recognise it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks all.
Cheers,
See you
Cookie.
again
Thank
soon.
you.
Hi, Martin.
Meow.
Get
Cheers, Cookie. Cheers,
Good
Pete.
night.
Cheers, Robert.
Cheers,
Thank you,
Pete.
everyone.
Cheers, Cookie.
Bye-bye.
And cheers,
Bye.
Paula. And cheers, myself. Meow.
Welcome to your awakening. Please take off as your reality is adjusted.